Greetings, YouTube. First up, I like the Alien franchise. Well, most of it. The first movie, Alien, is one of the best horror science fiction films ever made. It is taut, it is exciting, it perfectly paced for the entire length of the film. It is just wonderful. The sequel, Aliens, is very possibly the best sequel ever filmed, and one of my 5 favorite movies. As far as military action goes, I've never seen better. It's just phenomenal. And the action is relentless, the characters are wonderful, the technology is cool, and of course, there's the Queen. The third is not my favorite in the series. However, if you were to take the third film on its own, divorce it from the Alienverse, if you will, the movie itself isn't bad. It just has no place in the Alienverse. It doesn't belong. It shouldn't be there. But as a film, it's not that bad. And I actually liked the fourth movie. I know that puts me in the minority, but I really enjoyed the whole adventuring group kind of theme. It was very much like a science fiction role-playing game in many ways. It had a very cyberpunk kind of vibe to it. People just doing a job without any kind of moral compunction, and they find that they got sold a bad bill of goods, and what happens therein. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But no matter how much I love these movies, how much I think Aliens is awesome, and how much I was impressed by Alien and still am, the aliens themselves, while beautiful, and his design is flawless. I own Giger portfolios, specifically because I love Giger so much. Though I am selling one at the moment as soon as I can find someone willing to buy it. But the aliens, they don't make any sense at all. So let's start all the way back at the beginning. The first movie, Alien, and the first time we encounter any of the alien beings. Our first encounter is the engineer in his reclining observation seat, which unfortunately was destroyed in a fire years later. It's a real pity. Hole in his chest from the chest burster. He's fossilized. He's been there so long that he's essentially just dehydrated. But his body is intact, except for the hole in his chest. Just like every other victim we've ever seen of the aliens. Burst out of their chest, the body is left alone. So, now we're going to imagine that there's a chest burster inside him, feeding off his body. He should have known this. Ask a woman, they'll tell you that having something growing inside you, you notice it. But we'll say he doesn't. Chest burster comes out. Okay, now you've got an alien, kind of snake-shaped, probably a little larger than the average alien, because, well, the engineer is larger than we are. It goes off to the ship. Its goal now is to become an adult alien. Alright, now remember, the engineer's body is intact. Where does the alien find the calories to acquire the mass to become an adult alien? People have said, oh, it's kind of a royal jelly thing, he's carrying things around, except you look at the alien. There's no fat on that thing. It's a tail and a little body and a head, and you already see the components that are eventually going to become the components in the large alien. Again, Giger did a genius bit of creature design here. So, we'll assume he finds the food somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe the ship was carrying alien chow. So now, he's an adult. He's alone. And we'll say that an alien alone has a hormonal trigger. Aliens are supposed to be in groups. They can actually hear the queen inside their skull. So maybe when they can't hear the queen, something goes click, and hormones shift, and that alien becomes a queen. I'm just going on biology. Maybe that's what works. So, the alien now needs to become a queen. Where is the alien getting the calories to become a queen? A queen is like, 5-6 times the size of a normal alien? Okay, now you've got a queen. Inexplicably. Now she needs to start laying eggs, because that's what queens do, lay eggs. Each one of those eggs is the size of a human torso. Again, where does the alien queen get the calories to produce the mass to produce the eggs? And then, when this is all done, she's produced all the eggs that they find in the movie Alien. Where's the queen? And if they're just transporting eggs that were already formed, okay, say they're just transporting eggs, there is no queen. Where is the alien that burst out of the engineer's chest? They would have found a body somewhere. And when you get to the ship, the whole process starts over again. None of the crew members have eaten, and yet the alien goes from a thing this big to a thing that's 7 feet tall in what, 24 hours? With no food? And again in Aliens, none of the colonists are consumed, they're all used as implantation, and then they're left alone. It doesn't make sense biologically, and it has always bothered me. It was a big hole in this Alienverse that bothers me. Now I know, people are going to tell me that I need to turn off my cognitive thinking, that I need to give a certain level of, willing disbelief so I can sit back and enjoy a film. Well, if a film is just going to be bright lights on a screen, I might as well go watch fireworks, because I'll have the same effect. I want more than that. I want good, consistent, internally consistent writing. This is why I have less of a problem with fantasy worlds, and even some of them bug me, because they're not internally consistent. But at least you can literally wave your hand and say it's magic. You can't do that when you base something in reality or in science fiction. For example, see my review of The Core. I know I'm pedantic. I know I am detail-oriented. I know I want internal consistency. But this is a huge, gaping hole in the Alienverse. One which has never been plugged by anything in any way, shape, or form. And it's bugged me. So, I asked my viewers, does anything from the Alienverse bother you, or is there another film or franchise out there that you love, even though there are things in it that drive you crazy? And if so, what are those things? I want to know your thoughts about this. Because we all have our little buttons that get pushed. The things that we simply will not tolerate, even though people around us tell us that we should. So I want to know, when it comes to movies, what are yours?